After many years of demands from fans, LEGO finally released the first ever 501st Battle Pack in August 2020 for a retail price of €30, and after 3 years, LEGO decided to release an unexpected sequel in January of this year for €20. So in today's video, I'll be comparing both 501st Battle Packs to see which one truly is superior. Starting with the minifigures, the original 501st Battle Pack has a total of 6 figures with 4 minifigures and 2 B1 battle droids, while the new 501st Battle Pack has 4 minifigures. The original 501st Battle Pack comes with 3 regular 501st Legion clone troopers and a 501st Jet Trooper, which originates from EA's Battlefront 2 and made a very brief appearance in Clone Wars Season 7 during the first episode of the Siege of Mandalore arc. As a nice little bonus, LEGO decided to throw in 2 battle droids, which makes the original battle pack pretty good value from the minifigures alone. Accessories wise, the battle droids, Jet Troopers, and 2 of the regular 501st clones have a regular LEGO Star Wars blaster, while 1 of the 501st troopers have a sniper with an extension. Overall, from an army building perspective, this is one of the best battle packs in recent years. Not only do you get 3 501st troopers and a 501st Jet Trooper, but you also get 2 battle droids. So while you're building your clone army, you're also very slowly building up your droid army. Although considering this set is now retired, it's probably not the best way to army build. When it comes to the minifigures in the new 501st Battle Pack, all figures in this set originate from EA's Battlefront 2, with a 501st Officer, 2 501st Heavy Troopers, and a 501st Specialist Trooper that uses a brand new macro binocular piece introduced for the set. For accessories, the 501st Officer has a handgun, both Heavy Troopers have a sci-fi blaster with binoculars attached to replicate the shotguns from Battlefront 2, and lastly, the 501st Specialist is a sniper with an extension, which is the exact same build from the original 501st Battle Pack. When it comes to army building with this battle pack, you're probably not going to buy a whole pile of these sets due to the lack of regular 501st troopers. This group of clones are more or less specialists, you're only going to want a couple for your clone army. Now when it comes to the similarities between both battle packs, there's really not much. All troopers have the exact same face print since they're, well, clones. The helmet printing is very similar between both sets, although the Jet Trooper and Heavy Trooper have their own unique helmet prints. The helmets in the new 501st Battle Pack have the unfortunate addition of helmet holes, which do hurt the overall look and quality of the helmets, while the helmets in the original 501st Battle Pack are pretty much perfect. It's really sad to see LEGO take a massive step back in quality when we had this 3 years earlier. Please bring back these helmets, LEGO. The torso prints are pretty similar between both sets, with the Jet Trooper and Heavy Troopers having a completely different torso, and the only change to the officer's torso being a blue belt, as well as the specialist having yellow markings on the top left hand side of the torso. When it comes to neck attachments, the Jet Trooper has a LEGO Star Wars jetpack in blue, while the Heavy Troopers have a printed 1x1 tile connected to a neck bracket to represent the backpack seen in Battlefront 2, which is definitely the best way to go about representing them in LEGO without making a full-on new mold. That could arguably look worse. The back printing is the exact same for the regular 501st Troopers and the 501st Specialists, while the Jet Troopers, Officer, and Heavy Troopers have slightly different back prints. The Jet Troopers back printing has the blue markings from the torso continuing to the back, the 501st Officer has the blue belt printing from the torso continuing to the back, with his back section colored in, and the Heavy Troopers back printing has the strap printing from the torso continuing to the back. The leg printing is the exact same for all troopers, except for the 501st Officer, who has a printed waist cape, which, let's be honest, should have been an actual cloth piece, similar to the one used for Wanda in the Endgame Final Battle set from this year's August wave. Like I mentioned before, the original 501st Battle Pack has 2 B1 battle droids as bonus figures, which is the exact same design LEGO has used for the past 24 years. Now when it comes to which minifigure selection is better, honestly in my opinion, both sets are tied. While sure the helmet holes are pretty bad, they only really affect the figures if you're looking at them from the sides, plus getting sets based off any Star Wars game is always a win in my book, especially for a game as legendary as Battlefront 2. However, when it comes to the builds in each set, it's a completely different story. The original 501st Battle Pack comes with not just a fairly large AT-RT, but also comes with a decently sized bark speeder, all for the price of $30. While the new 501st Battle Pack only comes with this pathetic cannon for only $10 less. Of course, we have to acknowledge the recent LEGO set price increases, which definitely plays a hand with this shoddy looking build costing €20, because this set would have easily been a €15 battle pack pre-pandemic. When it comes to the play features in both sets, the bark speeder has 2 older style stud shooters, and the AT-RT also has an older style stud shooter connected to a ball joint at the front of the walker, while the cannon in the new 501st Battle Pack only has a spring-loaded shooter. Taking a more in-depth look at the build, starting with the bark speeder, you have the stud shooters at the front like previously mentioned. Above is a blue rectangular sticker to make it feel more like a 501st speeder, which it succeeds at. Of course, there's a seat that said a clone trooper, as well as handlebars, which honestly, this is the best way to represent the bark speeder handlebars in LEGO. Behind are clips at either side that hold blasters to represent the built-in guns at the back of the speeder. In the back fin, there's stickers with more blue highlights and general detailing, which really adds life to the build. This is without a doubt the best, and dare I say, it's the perfect bark speeder design in LEGO form. While the AT-RT is just a tiny bit oversized, it was definitely for the best to really showcase the detailing of the walker. The feet and legs are connected to the AT-RT by ratchet joints, which allows for a great amount of posability, like posting the walker as if it's in the middle of walking, or if you really want to, you can completely straighten out the leg, although I don't exactly know why you'd want to do that, but go off, I guess. As mentioned earlier, there's a stud shooter at the front of the AT-RT connected by a ball joint, which allows for even more posability. The driver's seat of the walker can fit one clone trooper with clips at the back to hold a LEGO Star Wars binoculars piece, as well as the trooper's blaster. The 501st sticker decal is also a nice touch. Now looking at the new 501st Battle Pack's build, really shows the effects of LEGO's price increases, because for a set that costs $10 less, the quality just isn't there. I find it hard to even believe that this set is worth the retail value of €20. The legs of the cannon can move from left to right, the feet are on ratchet joints and can be angled either up or down, the seat uses the old LEGO Marvel Mech Connection piece, and the cannon itself can be moved up and down, although for my copy of the set, the hinge is already creaking, which isn't good. On top of that, it feels like the piece could just straight up snap at any time if you apply too much force, which, let me remind you, for a new set out of the box, that's not really what you want to see. The rest of the cannon feels unfinished with the random yellows and tan gear piece, but on the bright side, you can easily get a clear cylinder piece, which is pretty useful for mocks or creating stands for sets. I think it's just down to the lack of blue, but this build feels more in line for a Senate Commando battle pack rather than a 501st battle pack. Now when it comes to army building, the original 501st battle pack is easily the winner here. It just makes more sense to have a whole bunch of speeders and walkers and mass for a clone army rather than a large amount of cannons. But the burning question is, which 501st battle pack should you at home pick up? And unsurprisingly, I'd have to go with the original 501st battle pack. Personally, the quality of the new battle pack is honestly pathetic, whether it be the lack of quality control with the hinge piece, the helmet holes, or just the fact that this set is simply overpriced. While sure the original 501st battle pack is retired, it's still relatively easy to get for around retail since it only retired at the beginning of the year, although I'd imagine it's going to steadily rise in price over the next couple of years, especially since people are probably parting them out for the higher quality clone helmets. But that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments which 501st battle pack you prefer, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to stay notified for my future LEGO set reviews, and until next time, see ya.